Well, we could do better than 4 wins. I know we can do better than 4 wins. Advertisement. Advertisement. Alright, should we get started? Should we jump in? Yeah, we need some Park Panthers. That's for sure what we were missing the first time. Well, this is sort of like a Park Panther. Yeah. Okay. Sure. These are all really good. Which of the twos is more important? It's like the same strategy from different ends. The flyer helps you flood the board, the power helps you capitalize on a flooded board. Jerry Rig makes me think we take power, even though I think flyer is a little better. Let's see here. Yeah, flyer 1% higher win rate. Yeah, for the Jerry. For the Jerry, I think we take Power of the Wild. Power of the Wild is also a particularly good hit for Jerry Rig Carpenter. Because you do want to have both of these things. We do have 2 undead already, though. Just saying. But yeah. Okay, Mark is important. We would have had the makings of a Jade Druid. One of these days, we should just commit the Jade Druid just to get it out of our system. I think the ship has already sailed for this draft, but... that's also a good choose one for Jerry. You can't pass Jades every time. Yeah, it's like a compulsion. I don't go Jade a lot because it doesn't work, but I sure have tried in the past many times. So Architect is sneaky good in Druid because the castle walls come back with the 6-mana Swarm card. This is something very important to know. It's one of those meta synergy specific combos you want to think about in drafting, sort of like Web Weave in Druid is you know, that comes back with the Swarm too. That being said, Peasant also comes back with Swarm, and Peasant's also really good and important. We're always running out of cards in Druid. So, I don't know. This is a pick I need somebody smarter to tell me what to do. Are you there, God? It's me, Blobgrit. Blobgrit. What a horrible... What a horrible sounding name. Veritas like City Architect? Yes! I was just putting that out there, man, but I'm so glad somebody smarter than me told me what to do. That feels good. Having this job as a streamer is committing to making 5,000 agonizing choices a day. It's nice to not have to make one of them. Any of these are fine. You could take Webweave for the Swarm idea. You could take Lion's Guard, because it's generally the best card here. You could take Hired Gun because we don't have a 3-drop yet. Lion's Guard is the lowest win rate, and I'm sure Hired Gun has a better win rate because it's a curve card. But also in Druid, you're usually winning fast or not at all, right? So it's not really a Lion's Guard class. I'm talking myself out of Lion's Guard here. And I'm sure Webweave is only higher than Lion's Guard because of that Swarm thing I was talking about. If we take Webweave, we were really going all in on the idea that we will get that card, or a way to get that card. Remember when Remember to Brush Your Teeth was a quasi-religious commitment as a kid? Oh yeah. In fact, let me tell you this, chat. I don't know if I've shared this. It's a little bit of blobby lore. I'm pretty sure my earliest memory, my very, very earliest memory, it's just a fragment of a memory. And it's not even necessarily a specific instance. It's something that happened again and again and then left an impression. It's me, needing to brush my teeth, but not being tall enough to brush my teeth. So, like, hopping up, like, putting my stomach and chest over the counter, or over the sink counter, and then, like, putting my elbows up, and just, like, hanging there with my feet dangling, and, you know, getting a Dixie cup of water, or whatever I was trying to do. So, therefore, let's take Webweave. Wrath would be a third choose one, which we don't need, but it does open up the possibility of drafting another Jerry-Rig Carpenter, and we're not even a third of the way through the draft, so that could happen. However, we would be passing up another really good undead synergy. And the more you pass, the more you're locking yourself out of future undead synergy things. So again, I'm torn here. Let's look at undead cards. Currently have 2 of them. Are these spiders undead? I can never remember. I will take, I think, the better card here. Plus, it's a curve card, so... That's really the tiebreaker, is that it is always going to be useful as a curve card in this deck. Fantastic. Arc Panther and Kodo Mount are the 4s that make or break Druid. I'll take another mark over Librarian. Librarian's good and would be great in our deck. But I think I do take another mark here. Because we're spread and grow, that's our whole thing, spread and grow. We're like weeds, this is We're like pests. You being able to lean into an archetype like this early in the draft is such a gift because it informs every single pick you have going forward. So the Silence is a good all-purpose card, but Mark of the Lotus is a very specific purpose and win condition. That if we pick it up in the first 10 picks like we have 2 marks, we have the Power of the Wild. And we have all these cards that spread already. Grim Necromancer, Webweave, City Architect, Living Roots. We have this firm idea of how we're gonna win in mind. And every pick going forward, if it's, for example, an undead synergy versus a spread card, and they're both about the same card quality, we could be like, okay, we know we want the spread card, actually. It helps that every Druid draft is the same. Yeah, but, you know, I'm trying to tease out nuances. Because there are... Yeah, you're right. But also, there are... different subsets. Like, whether your deck is a swarm deck or not really changes things. For example, Living Roots kind of gets worse if your deck is a swarm deck. Because then you got a bunch of 1/1s in there. It looks like our deck is like a spread and also like choose one. A choose one deck. So we can kind of... keep that in mind while we draft. Druid is more cookie cutter than most classes, but even still, you can't have a totally one-size-fits-all drafting style. I assume we take the Nash here. Every Druid deck's a swarm deck, you'd have to go out of your way not to be. I mean, I've had some pretty some pretty bad Druids without... like, Druid decks that have maybe one Vizier in them, and that's the only way you can get Swarm. So I don't know if I've had a deck that has no way to get it, but... Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess it is a bit confusing, because the archetype is the same as the card. No, you're right about that. Big Druid doesn't really exist in this meta. It's not a thing. I love Lotus Agents. You know, the stats are atrocious, but it's still totally pickable because of how strong the scaling of the Discover mechanic is. So this is interesting because we identified our archetypes as spread and choose one, and then we have got one of each here, so we have to kind of pick which. Grim Necromancer is also an undead synergy. And so the Soil is also a strong 1-drop, so... they both got a lot going for them. I feel like with Sow the Soil, you can get some really crazy lethals, right? You could, like, mark and sow. Put a mount and sow. Like, play City Architect to set it up. Yeah, I take Sentinel. That's a choose one card I don't really care about having another of. Sentinel's fantastic. We'll play it on 3 if we have to. I think Reef is the best one here. There's certainly plenty to recommend routes. Same win rate. If we draft another Jerry rig, we might want the living roots. But Druid of the Reef is much better if we get Swarm. And I still... We don't have a good way to get it right now, but I still want to believe that we can get it. Plus, the Rush is really good with all these buffs. Taunt is useful as well. Cryptlord looks amazing with this deck. Here I'd say best in Shell. Have a little bit of scaling. It's a good UI deck. Damn. It's a good UI deck. It's a good. It's a really good deck. Jeez. Oh my god. Yeah. Ah, that's good too. And that. We have so many ones. The Necrolite is so strong. Maybe we could draft Dancing Swords and then Daring Reporter. They sure were Twin Disc. They sure were. Premium, dude. Premium. My initial impulse was to take the Embalmer because our 3 slot looks pretty rough right now. We have basically 1 3-drop. And then I got to thinking about how Necrolite is just an all-around better card. And it works so well with what we have. I think Necrolite is the way that we lean into what this deck is doing best. Necrolite helps in a lot of different ways. It helps all these 1-drops have more impact. It helps Boneflinger go off. It helps Cryptlord get long. It helps Kodo mount apportion its damage correctly. Same with Park Panther, you know. Just makes everything nicer. Well, I ain't gonna have a weapon equipped. I'll tell you that much. It sounds like a synergy Hearth Arena would mention. AI stealing my job again? I don't need Hearth Arena. I use my squishy human brain to recognize synergies. Yeah, what does Scavenger do for us? We have 2 taunts here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy crap, I think it is the Scavenger. My god. It looks kind of good, actually. Such a good Ysera at that. Such a good shut up. This deck has the distinct and unique qualities of being well suited for Ysera, chat. The funny thing is, it's actually a really good Hadronox deck, but obviously we're picking Ysera. Yeah, like Stein said. Because we actually do have a lot of really high-profile taunts here. Ysera and Ultimate Infestation makes me think that our deck is gonna scale really well. We're not gonna have to worry too much about running out of cards. Let me... do you want to guess what the percentage difference is of the win rate between Hadronox and Ysera? I'll give you 4 seconds while I actually subtract them from each other and figure it out myself. 12.5% difference. Which I know y'all don't look on HS Replay and aren't all intimately familiar with the percentages, but that's an immense percentage difference. Like, if something is 2% different from something else, you're like, oh, there's something going on there, you know? Beetleman's is good. This is really sweet for us. Choose one and a 3-drop. Fisherman would be sweet too, but... So, possibly the responsible card here is the zombie, but I think the fun card is the Fate Spinner, so we're gonna take the Fate Spinner. Try to play mind games with people. Okay. You'll have an Armorer. Haven't played with one of those today. These are both great. I'll take another Sentinel. Oh, is that it? That was like the biggest flood of premium cards I've had in ages. Jeez. I'm like dizzy. Solid deck is right. It's hard to imagine this getting less than infinite, right? And it's definitely possible because my deck evaluometer has been off. But it really is hard to imagine this deck falling flat because it's gonna hit its curve, right? I guess we don't have a ton of 2s. So there is that. So maybe sometimes it misses its curve. 3s are a little weird. I guess turn 4 is where we really swing the game back most of the time. And our turn 4 is very strong. Okay, it's good to bear that in mind. I've had UI in a deck or two, and it's been kind of underwhelming, but this does seem like a kind of an ideal deck for it as well. Death Monkey. It's not a curve that exactly flows into each other synergistically, but we'll keep it because it is a curve, I think. I don't know if there's anything in particular that we're looking for that we would throw. I mean, we don't have a ton of 2s and 3s, like I said, so we're happy with this. Hello. I apologize for the antics that I'm about to perpetrate. Perpetrant. Whoopsie. It's nice to see a bomber fail. That makes me happy. I guess it's coin Crypt Lord. I think that's what I would like to do. You could go Flinger into Crypt Lord. I like getting the Crypt Lord out earlier. Just establishing it. And then we play this probably with Rush, right? We can just Rush, kill whatever they play here. And then Park Panther wreaks havoc the following turn. For me, Bomber is like a 2-mana flame. I swore off the Bomber long ago. I only take it in times of emergency. Our plan's working, Chad. Our plan's working. It's working. This is gonna be a really fun Cryptlord deck, I think. We're gonna do nasty antics with it. You could not have played something... You really could not have played something better for me, right? Like, I would have felt silly even asking for that, you know? You know how, like, there's things that you wouldn't even ask your parents for Christmas? Because you would be too embarrassed, because you would know they would deride you? Yeah, remember what I was saying about Cryptlord about 2 or 3 minutes ago? Hey, Robopop. 12 wins indeed. Oh, man. Do we just win from here? This is gonna be 3-9. Does it matter? I'm not even gonna count. Sarah in hand. I'm wrecking him, you're right. He wrecked her! And now they're gonna wreck me! Oh my god! Jeez. Gotta catch my breath after that one. Yeah, I had a feeling we were due for a druid like this. It was in the ether. Cryptlord, I think, is gonna be a keep most of the time. Call him Keep Lord. What? You're blaming... You're gonna blame me for the declining popularity of Arena? I'm keeping this mode on life support. I'd probably make up a little, like a visible sliver of the pie chart of the number of Arena games that gets played per day on their fax machine data. Printouts. This and this gives us a 3-4 on the empty board. Good tempo. Sorry, a 3-4 and a 2-3. No, not a... The 2-3 dies, and we have a 3-4 on an empty board because the 2-3 trades, is what I'm trying to tell you. Did Crypt stopping playing heavily impact the Arena community? I mean, most of the people who are still interested in Arena would have just found another streamer to watch. But I'm sure a lot of people stopped watching Arena when, you know, when any big streamer leaves for BGs or Variety. There are people who were watching the game mode mostly for them, you know? So it's really kind of impossible to say, I guess, how heavy the impact was. So we could also do Crypt Lords. It's not a great time for Crypt Lords because they could very easily just poke through it. But if it sticks on the board, then you could Necromancer and get all that health back. I think I'm gonna be greedy here. Greedy with the Mark of the Lotus, I mean. I would probably like to play this after this is down. They might think it's safe enough to hit in and not have to kill this. So, yeah. BG's heavily cannibalized the player base for pretty much all Hearthstone modes, I think. Yeah, as it should be, because it's probably the most functional mode at this point. They did fuck up the monetization of it. maybe what I'm saying is swiftly becoming not true anymore. Soon Arena will be the most... balanced game mode. Okay, alright, okay, alright. Our plan's working. Yes, Hotline Miami soundtrack. You're exactly right. Somebody asked that at some point. Yes, Ammoniaki it is. Yeah, Warlock often has 2 damage in hand there, but they also often don't necessarily want to use it on a Crypt Lord that only has 1 attack, especially if they have a curve card they'd rather play. See, they had it. Yeah, how about that? How about it? Crypt Lord did its job. I'm okay with the mark now. I will choose to play around AoE rather than make the most optimal trade. Arena's gonna be full in no time. We won't be able to get a spot at the table anymore. Us old arena diehards will be turned out on our heels. They're paying lots of careful attention to BGs. They had nerfs to undead planned already, I think. Yeah, that was mainly my point. It's like the mode that they actually pay attention to, you know? We could just put a taunt out and keep smorking. I'm content with the hero power here. I'll kill 2 of them. And then 6 damage goes face. Recent undead nerfs made them stronger. Only fitting for the class theme, right? Every time they try to kill undead, they're only gonna get stronger. That's kind of the whole point, isn't it? The content has infected the meta text. It's taken over. It's like that Goosebumps movie where all the Goosebumps monsters come out of the Goosebumps books to terrorize the people who were reading the Goosebumps books and the guy who wrote Goosebumps. Kind of like that. They had the bowl. Or Sinister. Don't look at that picture of Sinister. You don't want to do that, Bagul. You're in for a bad time if you look at that picture of Bagul. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, Sir YOLO Swaggins. I remember it fondly. Okay, you're ready next turn. So probably you and you, because hero power doesn't really do a whole lot. I guess it lets us kill the cauldron. And then these two... Well, okay, so hero power is okay. So maybe we just Lotus Agent's hero power. How much damage do we have? We have 6, 8, 10. Feels like it's probably pretty important to kill this big bull. Kun the Forgotten Kun. And they said Big Druid wasn't a thing. Okay. Oh, I gotta change my title. Dang, guys, you didn't remind me. I've been lying. I've been lying. Five, 8, 11, 12. Okay. I know, I have to make my own way. That's part of the journey of life and all that, and the various sundry and whatnot. Okay. We are updated. How long have we been going for? Almost 9 hours. Wowee. I will attempt to finish this run. Hopefully the games go kind of fast. It seems like the games might go kind of fast. But it also seems like we'll be playing a lot of games. A blessing and a curse. Thank you for the GG. Fusion. Let's see how Fusion will react to this deck. I would say this is maybe a don't keep Ysera kind of a deck. What do you think? You probably could. I just feel like you'd rather win the game sooner. If possible. I think you keep both Druid of the Reefs. Because they're flexible. It is really light, but... I mean... But kind of not really, you know? There's a lot of ways to stretch value. I'm gonna do this. And I don't know how I will use these Druids of the Reefs. But, I'll find some way. Like, I don't know if I play them on one or not. I could even make a 3-1 if we really wanted to. It's an interesting idea, actually. Let's try it out. Against Shaman specifically, mind you. Shaman has a little bit of trouble with the pings, so... Okay, they had it. Good for them. Good for her. Just stay on curve then. Probably will pick up this double hit. They're overloaded, which is fantastic news, because them playing a totem or something here... Oh! So good for us. I don't think pointing this is preemptive. I think if we can get this to stick right now... We taunt up, we protect, we're in pretty good shape. It's picking moments where you're more likely to have an impact. Three-1 up to 4-1. Well, I didn't even need to do it like that. Because that's 3 damage, right? I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk here. Also, maybe the damage should have gone face, even the face damage. The risk is that they don't have like a good weapon play. Or like an AoE. Other Jade Claws. Yeah, I mean, it's a good weapon play, but we still have all the momentum. They need something else like that. Yeah. And lifesteal. Yee. Okay. You actually probably play Sentinel here. And just, go ham to the dome? It's with 9 total damage. So they go down to 6, and then they heal back for 2, so they go up to 8, but they would have to take a hit for 2, so they go back down to 6. I think this is just much more promising for us. Given that we could get Architect down next turn. And the Lotus Agent's line is it's so limpid. It just dies so easily. That could be okay. It could be okay. They traded that in, that's good. They want to keep the lifesteal, I understand that. I feel like you wanted to actually... No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I do pop it. I do prefer to pop it. Chunk through half the health. Be obnoxious. So... we hit in here. We hero power. 4 damage into there. We send 4 to the face, or we value trade, one or the other. That leaves us with Lotus Agents, which is kind of perfect. That's what we were expecting anyway. Well, well, well. So if we wanted to, we could keep Park Panther alive with Mark of the Wild here. Make it into a 7-5. Value trade the 4-5. Our 4-4 goes into the 7-4. 3 damage to the face. I instead will stick with this line that puts 4 to the face. Plan on perhaps killing next turn. And barring that, this with this together or this with this together should be a really nice way to get more resources. So, instead of the slight improvement on tempo that I could have had, I opted for a sort of a backup plan. And the Lightning Storm makes me feel pretty justified in that. Good job, lobby. Pretty clear cut here. We kill the 1-1 in order to protect the divine shield. We got the best one right off the bat, wow. Ugh, what a blob wants, what a blob needs. They got up to 3-3. That's pretty good. Strong Shell Scavenger lethal. Right? Yeah, the 6 damage and then you just hero power into there. Hilarious. Didn't need it, but hilarious. I'm telling you, it's the deck for Strong Shell Scavenger. I'm excited about this Strong Shell Scavenger. And taunts are the most common things in this meta, but there's a lot of taunts, I guess, in Druid especially. The Crypt Lords and the Druids of the Reef and such. Druids of the Scythe, all these choose one things. There's that 2-mana one as well, to make the 1/5 taunt. So we played that Druid of the Reef as a 3-1 last time, and they played the Jade Weapon, which I would consider to be a punish. There were more effective things we could have done with that, but it still had a positive effect in that it sucked up a charge from their weapon. I'm just sort of thinking through. Nah, screw that, man. Screw that, man. No card draws. Not about it. And the reason I don't coin hero power is because I am probably gonna want to coin a Park Panther or something. Yeah, no, it's true. I guess I mean there aren't a lot of like you don't usually end up with a ton of taunts in your deck unless you're like a couple of specific classes. Even though there are certain taunts that you do see all the damn time. You don't see a lot of Mawarg compared to how represented it used to be. That is one that you see less of. Yeah, Best in Shell, another very common one for Druid. Call me crazy, but I think this is actually the play. Sitting here with so many 4-mana things and a coin, but I think I like this line. It gives us a base upon which to put a mount. It also protects the Park Panther if it can make a viable trade, like if they play 2/2s here or something like that. Or if they play a Grim Necromancer. If you were a druid, what animal forms would you use? The blob, probably? I'd probably do a blob. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? So, we have had opponents play the 4 mana 1/6 and now the 2 mana 0/7 into our Park Panther turn, which is just so hilarious. It's like Christmas. Blob fish or just amount of flesh? Just amount of flesh is fine. Thank you. I suppose if I were on land and I became a blobfish, I would become a mound of flesh before long anyway, so I guess it's kind of the same thing. Okay, good clear, good clear. But yeah, what are animals that are blobby like? Probably like a hippopotamus would be up there. Or hippo, as the kids are calling them these days. Hippo. The hippo's connected to the leg bone. Pretty nice little wall of taunts we have to protect our 4-2. Sea cucumber. Hard countered. Countered. Hard. Geoduck. The hell's a geoduck? That somehow feels like a word I've never seen, but that I should have seen before. Oh, man. Okay, I see the play. Alright. I see the play. Oh, Gooey Duck. Yeah, Angry talks about those. You're a delicacy. Look how good this line is. How? That's debilitating. I almost didn't see it. You just don't expect that you can get that many stats out of nowhere, you know, so you're not looking for it. Is that a gooey duck in your pocket, or are you just happy sashimi? My grow. There's layers to that. I thought it was a Pokemon thing. I thought it was like Geoduck. Like, it broke my brain for a second, because I was like, wait, they're saying Golduck. No, they're saying Geodude. They're saying Goldude. Geoduck. Okay, that's a board. LOL. LOL. 14. As long as we kill that, it doesn't really have to pay much attention to the rest. Man. Nature's beautiful, isn't it? Nature isn't healing. I just put a new YouTube run up, chat. Check it out if you want. It's actually a warrior run, not Death Knife for once. Actually had a good warrior run. Not a 12er, but it was quite fun. And that is lethal. Which win rate do we want to boost? Let's give Ultimate Infestation a little bit of a booster on the played win rate. That's a former OP card that had its day in the sun and is now relegated to niche situations. Ysera's the new big bully. We do bad gift bingo for Thanksgiving, and I have a stuffed animal gooey duck that's been passed around for years. The gag gift that got passed around in our family was a ventriloquist dummy named Mortimer Snurd. Mainly it belonged to my dad, but it became the vessel for other gifts a couple of times. It's cavities. Cola Bear. Don't think Mark is a keep. Our first 6 cards have all been very bad to start with. There we go. That's the good stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why I did. Just felt important. It wasn't important. Well, against a 4/4, you could put out Cryptlord, but I guess we just Nash it to death. Nash it to death. He did the Nash. He did the monster Nash. The monster Nash. It was a graveyard Nash. God, I don't. Oh man. Oh, I want to kill you. Oh, I want to kill you. Cryptlord here? It could go very wrong. Bone Flinger hero power does not seem right either. Gotta be Cryptlord. Gotta be Cryptlord. We need to stick it and buff it. There's so many ways this could go wrong. A formidable opponent. Ooh. Well, they got the hit they needed, but still not dead, so PP. Welcome to Nashville. Has to be Panther. Kodo's just not good enough. So... we just gotta hope to get lucky, I think. Gotta hope to get lucky. Yeah. Just gotta hope to get lucky. Go to my face. To my face. Yes, to my face. No, not that. I know. Don't think I don't know how dangerous it is to not kill that. But look at next turn. Bone Flinger Kodo mount looks really good. And this is what activates Bone Flinger. So we'll do this sort of an interim play. Maybe we architect next turn. We could have architected this turn. Wouldn't have been terrible. I haven't seen that guy in a while. Okay, I'm thinking we lose this game. Thinking we lose this game. But we will proceed as if it is not already over. Please. Please don't lose. I'll try, man. I'll try. I'll try. I'll try, man. I'll try. Alright, what is this? That's 6 plus 4 and 2. That goes up to 2. There's no way we get there, right? I mean, Ultimate Infestation into Ysera. Like, if they draw one or two drops in a row? Things that aren't like Bone Mares? Things that are like maybe 1/3s or 2/3s? Meager little fellows? Okay, or they could just have another Bone Bear. Oh, they're gonna draw cards now. 4, 8. Oh, we got shown up here. Oops, all Bone Bears. What happened to you? Good question. Hey, Umbra. I'm Umbra Death now. Okay, that was a way to beat us for sure. Well said, opponent. I'll just leave you and move on with my life. Zap Brannigan, yeah. Zap Brannigan. I'll do the sturdier version this time.
We've got to make this.
Oh my god, wow. Sorry. I just realized the American football playoffs have started. They're all the rage. My city is playing right now in the playoffs. They're one of 4 teams left. If I'm being totally honest with you, I kinda hope they lose, just because I don't want to deal with all the hype. Just like, it'd be cool to have my city in the Super Bowl, I guess, but it'd also be cool to have a chill city 2 weeks from now. I'm such an old man. If I've made it with a woman, inform the men. It's just a sentinel and a mark. Here, I think. Doing okay, Umber Death. I hope you're having a good whatever remains of your weekend. You're off today, thank goodness. Good, good. That's encouraging to hear. I love it when my chatters get off. Really makes it all feel worthwhile, you know? 4-1, Thor Balor. That one doesn't have a lot of fire spells. They have a couple. Not super likely. I guess we sow the soil in hero power. Because I don't really want to trade anything into that. So... And I do suppose at this point I'd rather have the body than the... extra damage. If you value trade or to rush, I mean, you could double rush. You could also value trade with this. Double trade in these. Which I don't love. Am I playing this? Am I hero powering? Let's save a 2/2. Would rather have a 1/3. Yeah, I'll save the 2/2. More damage face immediately, I suppose. Noyotron. Alright, it's looking like we're doing a Kodo mount type thing. And I'm thinking we just send it face. Good damage to send face. So... Here... Here... You're active next turn, so we definitely are happy to save you for next turn. Yeah, we just push this 7. This is pretty vulnerable here, but there's also a 4/2 inside of it, so... Yeah, see this? And it dies immediately, they only get 1 heal. That's okay. They did just heal for 9, essentially, but... And taunt, so... Okay, that's... Alright, very strong turn. Necromancer hero power, the creeper is fine. I guess I'll just armor her now. The hero power. Keep pushing damage. Little by little. Little by little. Put out another Chungus taunt, that's okay. The breaking points are not really lining up the way I would like them to here. Nine mana would make things a little bit smoother for us. A trade, hero power. Necromancer Sentinel is what I want to do, but I can't do that. I think I need to leave this up for a hot second. Risky play, risky play. We also could have traded hero powered and just played the Necromancer. Seems a lot weaker. Yeah, we get punished here, but not horribly punished. I mean, it could be worse. Could be worse. Do we like that pre-hit? We're fine with it. Oh, alright. Alright. That's already 13 damage to the dome. We are resting easy here. Holy cow. Shaman does have ways to heal. Sorry to use a couple of them. Ultimate Infestation again. Gets the boost to the played win rate. And again, didn't need it. Good stuff. With this hand, we want the taunt, and we want it now, I think. Thank you for the GG. Very nice. I try and have fun on ladder and play a dragon rogue deck. Wish me luck. Good luck, Umbra Death. Do you play ladder a lot? Or are you just you're trying out something different there? You could go wide and buff. That is a thing that we could do. And if we did that, then this would go in here. This was a 4/4. This would value trade or kill that. Working on the details. We could Nash. Kill that. Nash goes into the 3/2. That's alright. Druid of the Scythe. Don't see an amazing Druid of the Scythe play. And now finally, how about Coin Park Panther? That's probably the best, right? How did I look at that last? So you go into the egg. Oh my god. I messed up. So what I wanted to do and should have done was send the damage and the 1/3 into this 4/4. This is still good. I took way too long to get to the Park Panther line. I was just looking at all the other parts of my hand. Gotta start with Park Panther next time, Blobby. Mercs isn't... You play Wilds. You don't really like Standards. Mercs isn't fun, and Battlegrounds maybe once in a great while. Yeah. Okay, well it worked out okay, because now we can... Do we see what's in it? Oh, man. It's gonna come out, you know, sooner or later. I'll Alternatives. Yeah, so the reason I kind of liked it this turn is because we can just Nash and kill. And we're actually pretty happy to have pulled that out of their hands. Because that could have been really annoying against one of our boards, right? Abyssal's what we don't want to be in their hand. You're kind of helping me out here, bud. Are you aware of this? The other board pushed 7. I think it's fine. I was trying to see if there was like a different angle, a better attribution of stats, but I think this is fine. You've already given up? I guess this could be punished, right? I'm gonna try it anyway. Yeah, right. Because I feel like next turn Armorer will be active. If they like play minions, we can Armorer one of them. Send the 5 face. Yeah. Or we could go 2, 4, 6 and trade this. Is that better? I mean, it's kind of weak to AoE though. And Warlock has a lot of AoE, so let's skip on that for now. Or maybe we go... ooh, maybe we go... Maybe we do go 2, 4, 6 and then... trade this. You, and then put this on here. Put this on here. This on here. No, because I messed up. It's fine. We go like this. I was getting this conflated with the +1/+1 in my head, I guess. Yeah, no, I was just confused. Yeah, see, there you go, Fellfire. That's actually what I was thinking they might have. Could I have played around that better? Probably not. Honestly, just put them to lethal. And honestly, we could have killed the 1/1 here, because it's lethal anyway with the hero power next turn. Yeah. Blast crystal, okay. Pretty good. And I have to assume next turn this will be over. Yeah, almost no, but ultimately yes. I Veilstorm. Spell boosted, yeah. That's the third game we've won with Ultimate Infestation Lethal, I think, which I believe means it's a pretty well-built deck. We haven't even needed the value from it yet. Lobstorm. Family? Family? Were you doing heists with cars? As well? As a bonding kind of exercise? Mad Skull. Mad Skull. Mads Mickle Skull. Maybe against Death Knight we don't commit the 1. I'm gonna try something a bit nutty here. We're gonna go double 1/3 taunt into coin strong shell scavenger. That's kind of fun, right? Family, 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 family. Trying to get my Vin Diesel on. Well, we would like to get this down and then Scavenger, right? I mean, we run the risk of losing a taunt, but yeah, we want Crypt Lord here. Come on, join the... We're having a taunt party! Family. Oh, he's got, like, gravel, right? Family. I can't do it. I don't have a Vin Diesel in me, I guess. Oh, chat. 2023 Strong Shell Scavenger. Hoo-wee! I don't think they seem very amused. I thought it was, you know, I thought we could have a little fun together, Mad Skull, but I guess you're mad. Did you just blood boil me? Oh no. Oh no. I get for taunting the opponent. Bale's Batman.
Family. All about family. Family sticks together.
I could double trade this off. I think keeping this alive for now is okay. If they get 2 healing per turn, it's fine. Still a taunt that's in the way of the opponent. Sure about what? What a Fate Spinner. Is it getting cut off? That's funny. Oh, good job, voice. Good job, noise gate. Then you're functioning as intended. Okay, well, I guess this is fine. Like, we deal more damage than they heal, so I think it's fine to keep it alive. I almost wonder if you Fate Spinner... I mean, it's probably a good idea to try to coin Ysera, right? So yeah, let's just do this. Stay on curve. I was thinking, like, Fate Spinner, coin Power of the Wild, have bodies on board, and then they play something, and you Gold Shell Turtle, and then trade into it with Fate Spinner, buff your boards. That could have been a line that worked. They have nothing to do? What does that mean? Corpse Explosion? Is that what that means? Turtle time. Guy's gonna heal for the rest of the game, though they're going to take 1 damage per turn for the rest of the game. Yeah, I think we do our Fate Spinner line now. Buffer body, buffer body, buffer body, buffer body, buffer body, buffer body, buffer body. I think a body, I guess. Because we have Fate Spinner down, right? Buff would have been fine too. Oh, I'm gonna become the Joker. It got the Fate Spinner buff. I should have done damage just to trick them. Imagine how mad they would have been. Yeah, I knew they had something in store. I was expecting something more like a Corpse Explosion, which is at least slightly more benign than Soul Stealer. it was just funny to me that they got the buff. I didn't expect their board clear to also get the buff. Alright, well that's a dream. That's a dream. Or do we Ysera somehow? Ysera awakens, I mean. We just don't have chip damage to go with it. Fool me once. You don't get fooled again. Yeah, and are you just gonna play Mawarg again? Are you just gonna play Large Marge again? Nope. Hit. Awakens. Nash? It's the only way I really see to do it. Do it. Do it.
What was I thinking of again?
If you start thinking about Fate Spinner stuff, it gets so complicated. Too complicated. So let's not think about it. So you have to do this. And then you hit there, and then you do this. And then you ganache. And then you play the big boy. But we have now used most of our Ysera value. And we're not really getting that much closer towards lethal. How one streams this long? I don't know, man. Sheer inertia, I guess. Okay, that's good value. In the long run. In the long run. 579. I might just play out here. You don't get fooled again. So they can just kill the Fate Spinner. I imagine they would want to play some minions first. Like Morg, sure. And they don't kill the Fate Spinner, okay. Okay. Okay, time for some thinking. I hate thinking. Here. guess I like the damage here. I don't think it's terribly risky to leave that 5-4 up against Death Knight. I think it's alright. Mifundi coveted with a raid? Thank you, Mifundi and company. I'm so glad to have you here in the fun dungeon. We're at the end of a very, very long stream day. It's been wonderful. Lovely, lovely people. RebelPawn89, thank you for that follow. Welcome to you in. And welcome in to all of you. We're in the throes of a really strong druid, so you're in for a treat here. I've been streaming a long time, but I'm gonna try to finish out the run at least. And we got a one-way ticket to 12, I believe. Stream's been good. Most of our runs were strong. We're coming off a 12 with the Death Knight. Also, let me give you... Okay, CJ got the shout out. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They cleared all our junk. Wow. Not a huge problem. You could do some sort of Kodo mount play. I guess you could just do like... This is probably the way to go. Just take care of that. Get a few bodies on the board. And hours, I know. I know. I like to stream long on Sundays. It's a sacred day, you know? How was your stream, Mifundi? Anything notable? Or just same old, same old? Thought you were gonna nightmare the Fate Spinner. I mean, the thought crossed my mind.
The bodies hit the board.
Come on. Every time I look away to have a little bit of pleasant, casual conversation, my board's gone. My brand. I think it's worth trying to poison it, maybe. Could nightmare this plus roots plus necrolite, that kills. And then with the rest of our turn, we could do any number of things. Stream was great. 8 rogue and 8 hunter were highlights. Sweet. And a cool mage too. 8 with rogue is... It's kind of hard to get more than that, for sure. Get some poisons out. Oh, I see. That kind of very cool mage. I see. Oh, I'm glad you had fun. I'm just gonna start doing stuff because I don't want to blow a gasket thinking too hard about this turn. So if something I do doesn't make a whole lot of sense, forgive me. Ding dong. Thank you, In, for the follow. Appreciate that. Make a 4-2 and then buff the board. Protect a little bit against AoE. Tough, it's tough. We might be overcommitting into like a corpse explosion or something. That hit makes me think we're looking good. Hey, Guy Will Gamble. What's good? You watching the Nuffle playoffs? I don't really see the need to trade much of anything at all. I'll put you on you and just send it to the dome. I believe them not to have an answer. Yeah, Mafundi, our 12-win Death Knight had 5 Possessifiers in it. We had quintuple Possessifier. It was really, truly unfair. Two in one game! 2! And I don't even have a choose one left. A Kodo Mount Nightmare? That could get us there, but they need to not have a good play. I don't have anything to Kodo Mount now, so I guess not. And they had a good play. Ugh, this loss. Oh, no. I guess 10. I guess what you do is this. It's really smart, trust me. What kind of battle cry is that? Kill all other minions? I know, tell me about it. Twisted Nether on a stick with upside. If we actually drew Kodo Mount, we could have cleared the board at least. And like, our next card was Armorer. Hey, imagine we still lose, but it would have felt nice. It's lazy writing. You're right. That's right. They're just trying to appeal to the audience for Sweeps Week. So they dropped the evil twin twist. Even though they had no idea how they were going to resolve it. I was thinking this deck was... I don't want to say an easy 12 because 12 is never easy, but a definite candidate for 12, and now we're struggling for infinite. Some nasty opponents in there. A 4-3 and a 3-3. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Wasn't sure whether to hit or not. I let fate decide. Meaning I tried to hit and I missed. Fate decided. Chad, I know we had some people come in with the raids. I just posted a new warrior YouTube run you might be interested in. Go ahead and give me a sub over there on that platform, if you feel inclined. I don't think they should have banned Malignant. They should have just nerfed it by making it cheaper by 1 corpse against. That's the ticket. Trading? Okay. Alright. Nash hero power is the same as Armorer, except that Armorer leaves behind a 4-2, which then promptly gets killed. So I guess we go with Nash this time. Maybe even save this until it's mana thirsted. Hit me. Ah! So there were like 3 cards that were this bad, but I guess this is pretty bad too, 4 cards. But still, pretty rude. I guess I'm value trading. Although I do not know how we're gonna make up this hand deficit. Kind of a problem. 49ers might have to go to the Wildcat with a running back at quarterback. What does that mean? Their quarterback got injured, or does that mean he's doing so bad that you'd rather have a running back back there? Okay. Arcpanther's good. It's nice, just a 1/1 for me to harvest. Push some damage. Do I dare hope? We have a 6/6 rush coming down. Do I durst hope? Yeah, it looks like the 49ers are doing pretty bad. Oh, man, I don't know. I have to deal with so much hype over the next 2 weeks. Both their quarterbacks are injured? What? Did that happen during the game? Okay. We are very much in this game now that we have Ysera, chat. We just have to kill 1 turn, essentially. So, this goes in. This goes in. This goes in. This goes in. Face for 2. Might be clenching this one. You have to hit infinite at least with this. It would be embarrassing to not hit infinite with this immaculate Druid deck. Like a Kodo mount, maybe? Okay. Grasping roots. Sure. Not Darude Sandstorm. Is this Darude chatter? Backup quarterback might have a concussion. Holy moly. It's always a bummer when a playoff game is beset by injuries, because you're always going to have people asking, what could have been? What could have been? Six, 10, 12, 16, 17. I go face because it sets up lethal and trading doesn't. So that's what I do. I would like the lethal. It's from a soundtrack of a game called Hotline Miami 2. And it says, I am the kid you know what I mean by run. So, hopefully that means something to you. I don't even really know what kind of a game it is. Is it like a GTA type thing? Is it a car game? Yeah, enjoy your value. It's not over yet because they removed my thingy, but... Soon, TM. You know what I maybe should have done? It might have been big brain to nightmare my 4-7, go face, put them to 6, set up lethal that way. And then they can't get through the nightmared taunt. Kind of a risky play though. Probably best to just hold it. Top down isometric shooter. Druid's kicking, man. They're kicking. So we're one off lethal? Playing this... How would you play that? I guess we AoE. I mean, we could dream this. It's kind of like what resource do we think we'll need to put this game away? We might need dream, but dreaming this means they don't get a dragon. However, we can play cards such that they can't kill this. Well, but if we're gonna AoE, it dies. My head. I think delaying their potential dragon Killing that our own damn self. Going face. And then, going wide with it. Yeah, and you too, and your taunt. We want more health. Yeah, this is what we like. Many bodies, upon which a nightmare may go.
The sea floor is its own treasure.
Sure.
The rage. It claims me.
Where shall I stray?
Big bear, rawr. Yep, you know. You know very well what's about to happen. Whew! We needed every ounce of Ysera for that. Which means that they were very close to beating us. It occurs to me that a lot of what goes wrong in gaming social situations comes down to projections. You're roping me intentionally, etc. Is there a way to take this into account when you are designing interface so it's harder to project somehow? Projections are easier on empty or blank space. There was the interesting data point of sorry emote for Hearthstone, right? They got rid of it because people felt like it was too toxic, which is kind of textbook projection. Is Kodo Mount good enough to keep? I'm gonna say yes, this time at least. I go back and forth on it. Yeah, I mean, the projection that happens is because somebody gets upset and they need somewhere for that energy to go. That tension to go. So they send it outward. They find the closest person who they can believe wronged them, right? People will always find ways to make their own interpretations. Well, but Frank said, is there a way to take this into account when you're designing interface? Not is there a way to stop that from happening. I think there's a key difference. Like, you can recognize that projection is a fundamental aspect of human nature and culture. Will always be there to some extent when you're across from an opponent. And cannot be fixed or eradicated. But you can also design with that in mind. And it would probably make your design philosophy better to keep such things in mind. You know, keeping something in mind and designing around it and towards it doesn't have to involve fixing it or stopping it. So in that sense, I'm sure there are ways. I mean, I think of Super Auto Pets, which is not remotely toxic as an online multiplayer game, but it just doesn't give you ways to interact with your opponent other than the swag you're wearing. Like, you don't control the speed of the game or anything. So there's just, like, no reason to get mad at anyone other than the team that they're running, and there's nothing you can really do about it after a fight. So that's one way to design with it in mind, but that's just shutting down all avenues of communication. What got me thinking about it was how much more comfortable I was playing Rocket League with you than with strangers who I'm assuming are judging me, or at least in the position to. Having a smart turn end that triggers when there's no possible moves to be made. That would give information. So it would fundamentally change the game. But if you're like designing a new game, maybe that would make sense. But if you implement it to Hearthstone, like there's all sorts of times that you want to end your turn but not let the opponent know that you're holding a card that you could have played. It's a minor consideration, I guess. Put it so you could turn it on and off. Well, that would just be the same problem. People would just turn it off and grief, like always. Huh. Just gonna kind of put some stuff out there. Not sure what else to do. Could have played Sentinel, I guess. But I want fodder for the Kodo mount. Look at that big orange fluff. One often meets their fate on the path they take to avoid it. The Kung Fu Panda quote is like a dialectical way of thinking, that you must embrace contradiction in order to achieve true knowledge or wisdom. If you're a really thoughtful and skilled game developer, you can also design with a dialectical way of thinking in mind that acknowledges this exact thing, you know? We can... You know, we don't have to imagine that the person working with this concept in mind thinks that they can fix it and then therefore is shooting themselves in the foot. We can imagine an enlightened game designer who understands contradiction and maybe embraces the snarls and the snaggles of it. I still don't know what to do. It's kind of weak, but I'm gonna do this. Something at least. Follow it up with web weave. Have the web weave protected by a decent-sized taunt. Kinda weak. Could coin best in shell as well. Yeah, so they clear this. Maybe we coin best in shell. The only thing that would make me want to web weave is saving coin for Ysera. I think it's an unworthwhile task. That's bizarrely fatalistic, and I disagree. Yeah. I think it's only unworthwhile if you believe that the goal is to fix it. But if the task is to keep it in mind when developing so as to develop more thoughtfully, then I think that is a totally worthwhile task, like any deeper or more nuanced understanding you could have about the material that you're working on. Like, game design is an art form that interfaces with people, and a deeper understanding of people can only lead to a deeper relationship with the work, albeit an imperfect one. Just like how, you know, as a game designer, you could improve what you're working on by coming in with a working understanding of human drive and desire and how that functions, or compulsion, or the way that the eye moves, or anything like that. And I think all the worst impulses that come out of tech culture are impulses that are trying to fix these things about humanity. Like, oh, we fixed the fact that art takes effort. We fixed the way that the eye moves. There's this, like, the computer corrects for how the eye moves. There's no imperfections anymore. But none of those efforts are ever going to be worthwhile if it is from the get-go about fixing it. Because it's trying to repress the lack rather than embrace it. I guess we could just Kodo mount the Crypt Lord here. Definitely want to save the coin, like I was saying earlier. 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we just... Yeah, it's fine. I am fine with this line. Weave is too bad here. Weave is too bad most of the time in this deck. It's probably one of our worst cards. We never ended up getting those swarms. Wait, wasn't someone saying in the draft that... Oh, no, that was a misunderstanding. Now I remember. Yeah, it was a misunderstanding around the word swarm. Coin Ysera Nightmare trade seems fine. Forces them to go through a taunt that dies anyway if they want to attack anything else. Plus, we get the Kodo coming out with initiative. That's kind of nice too. Five. Yeah, the breaking points. Can we get them to work for us? What if I hit there with that and then do that? That's 9. And then do that. Honestly, we probably just dream it. Yeah. Because they certainly don't want to spend the whole turn playing this again. And I will try try to put a lot of minions out, right? Do we want to squeeze in a hero power? We don't have to squeeze in a hero power. I kind of want to. It's just clean. I think the difference is in the management of audience. I think good game design and all good art isn't concerned with audience beyond as an abstract concept to communicate to. Using the idea of player communication as a design concept makes sense to me. Trying to design an interface so that it's harder to project, as Frank originally suggested, is something that is anti-design. Hmm. Four, 7, 10. 4, 8, 11, 18. I feel like we just kind of use all of our cards. Game's good. Whew. Interesting claim that good art is concerned with audience beyond as an abstract concept to communicate to. I mean, I'm all about the customer isn't always right, so... I definitely believe some variation of that. Nice. Nice win. Nice! Yeah, I think like you need to have an understanding of people and what works with people, but an understanding of people and how stories work and stuff is distinct from making art to try to make people like it, I guess. One, two. I guess we keep that. The broke customer isn't always right. The paying customer is always right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have to believe that to get by. But fuck that. It's just paper. It's just paper. Alright, strong start. We could do this with the hero power. In a pinch. Bobby in Druid attire, riding on Ysera with bubble text saying sorry. That's a very well thought out, thorough, and high concept paint request, Tej Dobre, and I thank you for it. And I will proceed to reject it, because there's no way in Blob's Green Earth that I can start a paint 10.5 hours into the stream. So let me give you a refund here. Oink. And I thank you kindly for your request some other time. Gotta have a little time to let the art breathe, you know? I think Necromancer's fine. Kodo Mount. Yeah. Make them have the AoE or whatever it is we're afraid of. Yeah, I'll be back. I should hope so. If you pay double, he has to accept. If you pay double, I'll say no twice in a row. If you pay double, if you pay a double, I'll destroy a painting I've already made. Yeah, we go Beetle Man. And then next turn, probably Jerry Rig plus Kodo Mount. Kill one. Would you rather say no to a paint or say no to a paint? I would rather say no to a paint. I don't want to say no to a paint because I really appreciate when people use their hard-earned channel points to commission me for fun arts. And I never want to make them feel aggressed at. So I would never say no to a paint. Unless I was in a really bad mood. In which case all bets are off. Do you ever, though? I don't think you ever do. No, I think you want the Kodo here. Yeah, right. I would actually. Or I would paint it, but not remotely what the person wanted. Yeah, I'm wrapping my head around this idea that this claim that designing interface so it's harder to project is anti-design. It's an interesting claim. I'm just wrapping my head around it. And I guess it really begs the question in the incorrect sense of the words of like what's good design? You know, what is the ultimate goal of game design, or the cluster of goals? I think we just do this for now because this plus this is quite nice next turn. Thought CJ would get it a little sooner. I knew some folks would. That was a hard one, man. I couldn't wrap my pitiful art brain around how to draw like something that's like hidden behind foliage that it's camouflaged with as a backdrop. That's hard. It's hard to even shoot a film image that looks as good as that one does, but he's Spielberg, so he did it. Primordial drunk. Go home, you're primordial drunk. I might nightmare it. How else are we getting through? At least, how else are we easily getting through? I could take 8 damage. I could even take hell. Hell, I'll do you one better. I could take 16 damage. You drink alcohol, Blobby? I do. Not quite as much as I used to. I'm taking off tomorrow, by the way, chat. Don't expect me. Don't expect me tomorrow. I'll be taking off and probably drinking some alcohol. You cheeky bastards. That's fun. I'm just gonna play the heavy hitter minions and go face here. He's gonna want that silence back soon. Yeah, that's why I'm not even really that mad about it. Like, it's a cool play, it's cute, but you might need that. What do you like to drink? I see you as a wine guy. I actually hate wine. Like, dude, how many ways can I get twisted nethered today? I like a wine drunk sometimes. I think it's fun, but the taste of wine is abysmal to me. I've had to like acquire the taste. Oh yeah, no, I wasn't really taking the people roasting the picture to heart that much. Not like when they said that mouse wasn't angry or whatever it was I drew. I would like to architect and scavenger, I think. I like whiskey. I think I would say whiskey is my favorite. I like the rum best first as a mixed drink. But I've gotten fond of whiskey. I really like Bailey's as well. But it's a little pricey for me. Love a wine drug, hate a wine. Red wine is disgusting. I can kind of do some like sweet white or pink wine. Champagne? It's fun for like when everyone is standing around and drinking champagne because they're excited about something, but it's mostly just the ritual. Like, as a drink, it's like, I don't know, it's like the candy of alcohol. Ten storms? Seems a bit excessive. I think 3 or 4 storms would be enough. You could try to roll right into this, but I don't think that's worth it. I have had one vodka in my life that was good to just drink straight, and it was brought back as a souvenir from Russia. I do not remember the brand. But it was like water. I mean, I know people say that all the time, but it really was. You didn't want your totems? That's sad. Are we thinking you're worth it? Could just kill that, or put it down at taunt. Actually just gonna trade this. Get a little variety in hand. Go this into this. It's not bad. This plus this. It's promising, it's promising. And if it doesn't work out, like if they don't put damage into here, we can coin Necromancer. Perhaps. Honestly, I mean, we could still Necromancer. The 1/3 eats up 1/1s. Spell damage. Whiskey stones. I squeezed my whiskey real hard. Alright, let's hope for the best. We'll play it taunt-like. Yeah, see? Taunt-like. Whiskey is the only drink that makes you talk gibberish. Tequila is my bane. I can't do tequila. Bad things happen. Oh, they're actually called whiskey stones. That's actually a thing. I didn't know. Ugh. Alarm, alarm. I still kill this, actually. God help me, I still take the value trade. Recognizing good editing in film. Great topic, question. So the fundamental nugget of wisdom that I would impart about recognizing good editing in film is that the editing that gets rewarded at awards shows is always most editing. It's not actually best editing. They call the award best editing, but it's always most editing. So my go-to example is the Bourne movies, the Bourne trilogy. They were like widely respected for their editing, which was impressive. It was impressionistic. It was cool. But everyone started making movies that way kind of lazily, and they thought more was better. And kind of, choreography and careful, thoughtful framing went out the window. The best editing is editing that you don't recognize as editing. We just go PP here. If editing is like really clicking, is really popping, that means that it's totally invisible to you. You're immersed. You're just kind of like in the movie or TV show or whatever. If you're watching something where you're like, oh, that was a cool edit, it might indeed have been a cool edit, but that's generally not what I would argue is the best editing. So because of that, it's extremely difficult to recognize good editing in film. But if you weren't thinking about the editing and you go back in order to intentionally think about the editing and you see... and you can see how seamless it was when you watched it the first time. That's a way that you could learn about it, I guess. Go for a card with overload. Okay, sure. We're getting kind of low in health, I'm worried. What do you mean the Bourne movies have a lot of editing? I mean it in a very surface way. Like, the Bourne films have more cuts per second than almost any other movie, particularly the Bourne Ultimatum. You can have end cuts over a 5-second stretch in that movie. So it's very conspicuous editing, it's very noticeable. And they do it that way for story reasons and character reasons, is to create a sense of kind of overwhelmed imbalance. It's to create this subjective experience in the viewer of sensory overload. Now, I would say there are, in a sense, exceptions to the thing I said about, like, if you're noticing it, it's probably not the best editing. Like, Everything Everywhere All at Once, very conspicuous editing. At least during its flashy sequences. Very noticeable, it draws your attention to it. And yet I would still make the claim that that is candidate for, like, the best that editing can get. Just because, like, sometimes the noticeable artificial thing, although generally easier to do than other things, sometimes it's still worth acknowledging how cool it is. We could try to find an answer in here. Armorer doesn't cut it. Tricari Defender. Maybe some healing? And then if we Architect now... We're just delaying the inevitable, I think, but this is how we live, at least. Another common example of flashy editing that's always taken to be the best editing, but isn't necessarily, is... Oneers. Long shots, unbroken shots, one takes. For example, the entirety of Birdman is shot in a really flashy one take. Except for, like, one cut, I think. I think Birdman's kind of a crummy movie, because to me that's spectacle over substance. Spectacle can be substance, but it's the kind of spectacle that's really just in love with the idea of itself. A lot of people would disagree with me on that. 5, 10, 14, 17. Yeah, we gotta give up the ghost here. It's over. It's over, Rover. Like, we can get through this. But we can't even heal with it. Good run. Good run. I accept 9 wins. I'm not embarrassed by 9 wins. I'm glad we didn't stall out at 6. And I'm glad that I can rest my blobby head now. Something that you can do if you want to learn how to recognize the craft of editing better is you can watch a movie that you're familiar with, that you've seen before, with no sound, and just watch the cuts. That's a really good way to study it because you're less distracted by the sound. It really is amazing how distracting diegetic sounds and soundtracks can be. They do so much work of immersion and are often combined in tandem with editing to immerse you. So taking that component away, for a while, Steven Soderbergh, really wonderful director whose work I like a lot, had a website where he'd post his blog posts occasionally, and he put up a version of Raiders of the Lost Ark that he had replaced all the sound with a kind of placeholder music, like low impact music, and he had rendered it in black and white as a tool to help study editing. And I watched it all the way through it. It was extremely educational, and really improved my opinion of that movie, which was already sky high. Well earned. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I'm glad you got to watch me do it. Ya voyeurs. Ya bunch of voyeurs.